I've been wondering, where are the good fights? Where are the blockbuster matchups? Where's the trash talking press conferences? Where is this? Yo, I haven't watched an embedded video in probably a year. And I was a hardcore fan. When I'm telling you hardcore, man, I'm watching all the fights. It's a good fight night. I remember watching it, or at least starting to watch UFC, when Dillashaw was fighting Garbrandt. I believe that was the first fight I might have watched, or it might have been when GSP was fighting Bisping. And then cool, I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. I like hand-to-hand combat. I used to do karate. Uh, so I was into the hand-to-hand combat, watching Power Rangers. Then you get up, started watching WWE, Randy Orton, RKOing chicks, RKOing everybody. He was getting busy. They started punting dudes. When they stopped bleeding, I stopped watching. I ain't gonna lie to you. Back to the point. So I was into it. Got into it with Garbrandt and Dillashaw. Great fight. And so from there, I was like, all right, cool, I'm locked in. I used to like Duho Choi, right? Duho Choi is putting in work, right? Until Stevens came around. But the sport was good. It was good back then. So this is probably around 2016, 2017, around then. Connor was still fighting. DP was coming up. Nate was still fighting. Like we had a lot of guys. We had a lot of guys putting in work, right? Then I remember when they came to Toronto for Max Holloway and Brian Ortega, and he did a number on him. I remember watching that live. Insane. But every time they come back here to Toronto, the cards are awful and the prices are insane. So it's a no-go. You guys got to get right with that. I'm not paying $500 to see Strickland fight. Who's that South African dude? That's black. I forgot his name. But point being, it has not been the same. Like I don't even remember the champions' names. Oh, Dricus. There you go, Dricus. Right. So it just has not been the same. Like I remember having the boys coming over watching Masvidal versus Nate. Like I haven't had the boys come over to watch a fight since then. That's how long it's been, right? So I don't know what's going on. And then, so 2020 was fire. I remember the COVID year. Ferguson and Gaethje. Crazy beatdown. For some reason, I love watching beatdowns, right? Like when Nick was punching up BJ Penn. When Max did what he did to Cater and what he did to Ortega. It's just nasty work, right? Seeing a guy putting a master class on out there, especially on the feet, right? Habib does that in a couple minutes. That's cool, but I'd rather see that on the feet, putting him in that work. We haven't even gotten classic performances. So this is what, 2022? We still had some heat. That's when Usman was running around, actually knocking people out. Boy knocked the sweat off of Masvidal's head, right? Like we had Usman putting in work. Right, Kobe was walking around calling him Snoozman. Nicknames for everybody. Kobe had some motion. Like it feels like that was ages ago when people actually cared about Kobe. You know what I'm saying? This is the trilogy going on with Max and Volk. This is Francis still here putting in work. Jones has been on the shelf for God knows how long, probably since COVID started. Didn't come back yet. We had a lot of stuff going on, right? O'Malley was putting in work even, right? He had good fights. Well, he was just crushing cans up until he fought Jan and then decision. So, right, we had a lot of stuff going on. So 2023, we still have some good scraps, but still nothing too crazy. And then you're like, all right, where are the stars now? Like, we don't need a Conor McGregor, but can we get something close? Like since Habib left, who have we had? Like the biggest star is John Jones, who needs 6 months to flush his system to fight Aspinall, which is crazy. John Jones, man, that guy's a cheater, hiding under the rings and stuff. He's on it. I don't know how you guys can call him a GOAT considering he's a cheater. Like it's kind of crazy to me, but whatever. It's a discussion for another day. As for him ducking Aspinall, I think that's insane. Like, this is not boxing. Since when are guys ducking in UFC? Usually Dana's like, hey, you're fighting this guy, you're dropping a belt. I get, Jones is allowed to get the Dana White privilege. Makes sense, but it's kind of OD this time. Stop ducking Aspinall, just take the fight or, retire. As for the GOAT, No, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. But that boy cheating. So as for the stars in the game right now, where are they? So it was supposed to be O'Malley, but his trash talk is mid at best. Like mid at best. Ilya Taporia is cool. Doesn't say too much, obviously. He speaks a different language as well. His English is okay. It's getting better. Chama, right? And he doesn't speak English at all. Just has a catchphrase and knocks dudes out, which I guess is good enough for a little bit until you get starched by a wrestler. What else do we got? Like, what else do we got? I can't remember the last big fight. What? Oh yeah, when Max knocked out Gaethje. That was a big moment. So yeah, we had a nice 3-card stretch last year, right? 298, 299, 300. Those were all fire. So that was cool. After that, it's like, all right, what are we doing? What are we doing? Where's the face-to-faces? Where's the scuffles backstage? Where's anything? We haven't got nothing. I haven't watched a full card probably since 300. Honestly, probably since 300. If it's a good fight, cool. I'll load up a link and watch it. But if that's not the case, I'm not watching it. And the boys definitely ain't coming over because there's no reason, absolutely no reason. So I don't know what's going on. I guess they're getting lazy since they got with ESPN. That could be the only reasonable explanation as to why they're creating no new stars. Don't even talk about Aspinall. He's starting guys in 2 minutes. Some of you don't even last 2 minutes, no diddy, and he's getting them up out of there in that time. So you can only imagine, right? He's fighting a 240-pound guy and he's getting him out of there. We don't hear about that, right? So the lack of building stars, and I'm sure some of these guys have character, and in UFC, they don't care about what you talk about. Who's that guy? Talking about he's going fishing. How are you going to go fishing with that guy, man? How are you going to go fishing with that guy? And he's still on the roster. So you can talk about whatever you want, and the fact they don't create any stars out of that is kind of ridiculous. So, I don't know. For me to come back to being a hardcore, it's going to be tough because all of my stars are getting starched. I ain't going to lie to you. Gaethje, love watching him fight. That's early stages, me getting into it. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Why is he knocking dudes out and leg kicking the hell out of everybody, right? Getting him up out of there, gets crushed by Max. All right, cool. Max is my favorite fighter. Max gets crushed by Ilya. All right. DP also got me into this. No diddy. Got out of there by Gaethje. Now he's going to retire, right? So it's like the sport's aging too. A lot of your stars are getting out of there, and they're not creating new ones. So I think that's probably the issue. DP's on his way out. Gaethje's on his way out. Max is in limbo right now. Going up to 155, it's a great move. So it's getting tough. Izzy got knocked out this year. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. So I hope they figure something out. Build up some of these guys because I don't know. They're okay with just whatever they're getting right now. It's cool, but the sport, it's not the same.